Welcome back to azWHOLEistic in the CBD studio. Today, in our little feature called Understanding Cannabinoids, we're going to be talking about CBD, CBG, and CBN. Now, we have formulated a REM formula that we call our nighttime formula. The reason it's specifically for nighttime or for people with insomnia is because of the combination of the CBD with CBG, Cannabigerol, and CBN, Cannabinol. Okay, so this is definitely not something you want to be taking too much of during the day. The CBN molecule is very sedative to the brain, far more so than CBD. So, this next slide shows a little bit about the endocannabinoid system and how these particular cannabinoids influence various receptors throughout the body and brain. Now, of course, we've known from previous videos that the THC molecule primarily strikes the CB1 receptor in the neurological field, which is why it is psychotropic. However, going down to the next key, CBD and CBN, and now as you can see with this circle demarcated, the CB2 receptor is far more influencing over the immune system and has a lot more receptors within the gut and also throughout the various vanilloid receptors throughout the body. Now, CBD and CBG and CBN influence non-cannabinoid receptors, so keep that in mind. It does influence the vagus nerve, which is why it has such control over the immune system. Next, specific CBD stimulations. Anandamide is a neurotransmitter. It's referred to as the bliss molecule because when it is augmented in the brain, it makes us feel good. This is a cannabinoid that your body makes internally. All neurotransmitters are used and then break down. And it is important to remember that CBD blocks something called FAAH, which is referred to as fatty acid amide hydrolase. And FAAH is the enzyme that breaks down anandamide. So, CBD helps to cause a synthesis of 2-AG, which is pooling up or increasing the availability of anandamide, helping you make more cannabinoids, including glutathione. Now, CBD makes changes in the brain. It turns up a number of genes that make glutathione, which is primarily the detoxification process in the body, okay, as well as protein repair. So CBD also, we've known from studies, have turned down genes that are pro-inflammatory, helping to seal up a leaky blood-brain barrier, and many of people who have been eating too many rotten foods or perhaps have glyphosate in their gut. And the blood-brain barrier is a filtering mechanism. This filtering mechanism of the capillaries that carries blood to the brain and to the spinal cord tissue, blocking the passage of certain substances known as radicals. So this is important why a steady dose of CBD can help with a lot of these conditions. Now, new biology as of 2019, CBD binds with many non-cannabinoid receptors, okay, but still influences the CB1 and CB2 receptors. Now, when we talk about anti-inflammatory or pain relief, CBD does bind to the TRPV1 receptor, which is known to mediate pain and inflammation and help regulate body temperature. So for those people in biology or any physicians watching this to understand the actual biology of how CBD influences these receptors is very important. Now, the TRPV1 receptors are found mainly in the nociceptive neurons of the peripheral and central nervous system. TRPV1 is involved in the transmission and modulation of pain. And when we talk about nociception, that means cannot cause harm to the human body. Okay? Now, some of the things we've learned over the years that CBD helps with: asthma, acne, Alzheimer's, anxiety, arthritis, bursitis, Crohn's, depression, diabetes, epilepsy, and various seizures, as well as fibro, gout, IBS, Parkinson's, PTSD, schizophrenia, Bell's palsy, colitis, Meniere's disease, and tinnitus. When we talk about CBG, Cannabigerol, that has been shown to help with asthma, Alzheimer's, anxiety, arthritis, bursitis, Bell's palsy, which is a neurological condition, Crohn's disease, which is a gut issue, and colitis, also, which is a gut or potentially autoimmune. Additionally, diabetes, because it influences that vagus nerve, which controls the way we digest food. Eye issues. CBG has been shown to help with a lot of different types of eye issues. It helps with fibromyalgia, glaucoma, gout, which is primarily acid building up in the joints, and then intraocular eye pressure, okay, as well as irritable bowel, because it does work very, very well for gastrointestinal issues. And finally, we want to talk a little bit about CBN, which helps with obviously anxiety, arthritis, and bursitis. Because of its influence to the certain receptors in the brain, it's going to be sedating and relaxing. It's also going to have the anti-inflammatory properties that these other cannabinoids have, and really helps with Crohn's, IBS, fibromyalgia, and insomnia in very large font. Okay, CBN is definitely the sedating cannabinoid, so keep that in mind, and always start with a low dose and never take too much too fast. Okay, that breaks down a little bit about our REM formula, the CBG, CBD, and CBN. Hope this helped you understand a little bit more. Thanks so much, guys.